Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Storytime with Uncle Monkey. I'm your Uncle Monkey, and I just want to say thank you to anybody who's been watching my videos or sharing them, or both. My purpose is to just share some fun stories and have a good time and relax a little bit, and hopefully that's what this service is providing to you. Just think fairy tales are for everyone, and story time is good for everybody. And I just hope you're enjoying it. So please keep sharing my videos, keep liking them, and I'll keep doing them. Today's story is one of my absolute favorites. It's called the Bremen Town Musicians. Hopefully you've got a nice cup of tea like me, and you can sit down and relax and enjoy the story. Here we go. The Bremen Town Musicians. A man had a donkey which for many years had tirelessly carried his sacks of grain to the mill, but whose strength was now giving out, so that the animal was increasingly incapable of doing his job. Then his master considered getting rid of him to save on his feed, but the donkey realized an ill wind was blowing. He ran away and headed for Bremen. There, he thought, he could become a town musician. After proceeding for a while, he found a hunting hound lying on the road, panting like someone worn out with the running. "Now, why are you panting like that, Grabber?" the donkey asked. "Ah," said the dog, "because I'm old and getting weaker every day, so I can't go out to hunt anymore. My master wanted to kill me, and I bolted. But how am I to earn my bread now?" "You know what?" said the donkey. "I'm going to Bremen to become a town musician. There, come along and get a job with the band, too. I'll play the lute, and you beat the kettle drums." The dog agreed, and they proceeded. Before very long, there was a cat sitting by the road with an expression like 3 days of rainy weather. "Now what's gone wrong for you, old whisker preener?" said the donkey. "Who can be happy when he's getting it in the neck?" the cat replied. "Because I'm along in years, because my teeth are becoming blunt, I'd rather sit behind the stove and purr than chase around after mice. My mistress wanted to drown me. Yes, I got away in time, but now I'm in a quandary. Where to go?" "Come with us to Bremen. After all, you have experience as a nighttime serenader. You can become a town musician." The cat thought it was a good idea and went along. Then the three who were fleeing their country passed by a barnyard, and on the gate sat a rooster of the house, crowing with all his might. "Your crowing is so loud it goes right through me," said the donkey. "What are you up to?" "I was predicting good weather," said the rooster, "because it's feast day of the Blessed Virgin, when she has washed the Christ child's little shirts and wants to dry them. But because guests are coming for Sunday dinner tomorrow, my mistress has no pity, and she told the cook that she wanted me to be in the soup tomorrow, and so I'm going to have my head cut off tonight. Now I'm crowing as hard as I possibly still can, while I still can." "Say there, Redcomb," said the donkey. "Instead of that, join us on our journey. We're going to Bremen. You'll find something better than death wherever you go. You have a good voice, and if we made music together, it will surely be delectable." The rooster approved of the proposal, and all four proceeded together. But they couldn't reach the town of Bremen in one day, and in the evening they entered a forest, where they intended to spend the night. The donkey and the dog lay down under a tall tree. The cat and the rooster went up into the boughs. But the rooster flew all the way to the top, where it was the safest for him. Before he fell asleep, he looked around once more in all directions, and he imagined he saw a point of light shining in the distance. So he called to his companions, reporting that there must be a house not far away, because the light was burning. The donkey said, "In that case, we must set out and go there, because our lodgings here are bad." The dog thought of a couple of bones with some meat on them would do him some good, too. So they set out toward the area where the light was, and soon saw it gleam more brightly. It got bigger all the time, until they stood before a brightly illuminated den of thieves. The donkey, being the biggest of them, approached the window and looked in. "What do you see there, old Gray?" asked the rooster. "What I see," answered the donkey, "a laid table with fine food and drink, and robbers sitting at it enjoying themselves. "We sure could use some of that there food," said the rooster. "Yes, yes. Oh, if only we were in there," replied the donkey. Then the animals held a council on what they needed to do to chase out the robbers, and they finally found a way. The donkey placed his forefeet against the window. The dog jumped onto the donkey's back. The cat climbed onto the dog, and, as a finish, the rooster flew up and perched on the cat's head. When that was done, at a signal they began to perform their music. The donkey brayed, the dog barked, the cat meowed, and the rooster crowed. Then they dived inside through the window, making the panes rattle. At that horrible outcry, the robbers jumped out of their seats, thinking that a ghost had definitely broken in. And the greatest fear they'd ever felt caused them to flee out into the forest. Now the four companions sat down at the table, making do with the leftovers, and ate as if they wouldn't eat again for a month. When the four minstrels were done, they put out the light and looked for a place to sleep, each one in accordance with his nature and comfort. The donkey lay down on the dung heap, the dog behind the door, the cat on the hearth by the warm ashes, and the rooster perched on the highest beam, the rooster beam. Because they were weary from their long walk, they soon fell asleep. When midnight had passed, and the robbers saw from a distance that no light was burning in the house anymore, and all seemed calm, the chief said, "We shouldn't have to let anyone throw a scare into us." He ordered one man to go over and search the house. The man so delegated found everything quiet. He went into the kitchen to put on a light, and because he took the cat's glowing, blazing eyes for hot embers, he held the match to them so it would catch fire. But the cat wasn't in a joking mood. She leaped at his face, spitting and scratching. That gave him an awful fright. As he ran, he wanted to leave by the back door, but the dog, who was lying there, jumped up and bit him in the leg. And when he ran past the dung heap on his way across the yard, the donkey gave him a solid kick with one hind leg, while the rooster, who had been wakened by the noise, was now fully alert, called down from the beam, "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" Then the robber ran as fast as he could back to his chief and said, "Oh, there's a horrible witch in the house. She blew in my face and scratched it with her long fingers. And outside the door there was a man with a knife who stabbed me in the leg. And in the yard there's a black monster that let fly at me with a wooden cudgel. And up on the roof a judge sits, and he shouted, 'Bring that criminal over here.' So I beat it out of there." From then on, the robbers no longer dared venture into the house, but the four Bremen musicians liked it so much that they never wanted to leave. And the person who told this story last still has his lips warm with talking. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that story. See you next time.